All right, let's dive into a really fascinating story about a single chemical that's living a double life. I mean, one version is probably in your bathroom cabinet right now, but the other, well, the other is a high-risk drug that doctors barely touch anymore. We are talking about ketoconazole. So it really does sound like the start of a bad joke, right? What could possibly connect the dandruff shampoo you use with a prescription pill that's so risky it's been plagued by health agencies all over the world? Well, the answer is ketoconazole, and its story is a wild ride in the world of medicine. Okay, let's break this down. On one side, you've got the topical stuff, the creams and shampoos that are totally safe for most people to use. But on the other side, you have the oral form, a pill that comes with warnings about incredibly severe side effects. We're talking about the exact same active ingredient. So what gives? How can that even be possible? Before we get into all the drama, let's look at what makes both of these forms work in the first place. See, they share the same superpower, the same exact game plan for taking out fungal infections, and it's all about hitting the fungus right where it hurts. The number one target is this thing called ergosterol. Now, the simplest way to think about it is like this. It's the fungal version of cholesterol in our own human cells. It's the key ingredient that the fungus needs to build and maintain a strong, healthy cell wall. You take that away and the whole structure just, well, it falls apart. So ketoconazole has this really clever attack plan. First, it zeroes in on the fungal cell. Then it gets to work blocking the fungus from making that crucial ergosterol. This basically makes the cell wall weak and full of holes. And from there, it's game over. The fungus can't grow, and eventually the cell just dies. It's a really precise and effective little weapon. Okay, so let's talk about the safe side of the story, the version of ketoconazole that most of us actually know. When you take that powerful fungus-killing ability and just apply it right to the skin, it turns out to be an amazing and super safe solution for a bunch of common problems. And this is exactly where you've seen it in action. It's perfect for all those surface-level things, right? Stuff like bad dandruff, jock itch, or ringworm. And the reason it's so safe is because you're just putting it right on the problem area. The drug stays on your skin, it doesn't get absorbed into your bloodstream in any meaningful way. And this is really the key. The official word is that it's very safe. The worst thing that usually happens is you might get a little bit of redness or itching right where you put the cream. That's it. And that strong safety record is exactly why you can find some versions of it right on the pharmacy shelf. No prescription needed. But now, here's where the story takes a hard left turn into some seriously scary territory. What happens when you take that exact same chemical, put it in a pill, and swallow it, sending it coursing through your entire body? Well, that's where things get dangerous. You know, when it first came out, the pill form was seen as a huge breakthrough, but pretty quickly, these really alarming reports about liver damage started to surface. It got so bad that by 2013, regulators in both the US and Europe basically slammed the brakes on it. Today, it's a drug of last resort, meaning doctors only even consider it when someone's life is on the line and literally nothing else is working. I mean, this chart just says it all, doesn't it? The difference is just staggering. With the topical cream, you might get some mild skin irritation. With the pill, the risk column literally says liver failure and death. It is just night and day, and it's all about where that drug goes once it's in you. This right here is the number one reason for its downfall. The technical term is hepatotoxicity, but what it means is severe, unpredictable, and potentially fatal liver damage. It's an absolute medical emergency. And believe it or not, the risks don't even stop at the liver, because ketoconazole isn't super picky about which enzymes it messes with. It can also disrupt our own human hormones, suppressing things like cortisol and testosterone. And maybe worst of all, it messes with a key enzyme in the liver that's responsible for processing dozens of other common medications. So if you're taking something else, ketoconazole can cause the levels of that other drug to shoot up to toxic levels. It's a huge problem. So how do we make sense of this? How can one single drug be both a safe, over-the-counter shampoo and a dangerous, highly restricted pill? It really just comes down to a simple idea: using the right tool for the right job. This bar chart paints the picture perfectly. When you use it topically, the risk is super, super low because the drug is just staying on the surface. But when you swallow it, it goes systemic. It circulates everywhere, exposing your vital organs, especially your liver, to its powerful effects. And that's when the risk just becomes way too high for almost any situation. And that is the absolute bottom line here. It's not that the chemical itself is good or bad. It's that the delivery method, how it gets into your body, and what it does when it's there, that changes everything. A targeted strike on the skin is safe. A full body flood is dangerous. The delivery method is everything. And there you have it, the tale of ketoconazole. A hero in a shampoo bottle, a villain in a pill. It's just such a powerful reminder that in medicine, how you use something is just as important as what you're using. It really makes you think, doesn't it? What other medicines that we think are so simple and familiar might have their own complex, hidden stories, their own dramatic pasts? Something to chew on. Thanks for tuning in.